Welcome everyone. So today we're looking at creating a dictation activity using H5P on WordPress. So this is our activity here, and it says listen to the audio clips and write what you hear in the box. Click on the audio button to play the clips. So we have here audio clips. We could have more instruction here, and let's click and listen.
There are many colors in the natural world.
So the user will listen to this. We have control over how many times they can listen to it, and then they have to write what they hear. The second button here plays the same audio but slower. There are many colors in the natural world. And then all the user has to do is put the answers. So this first one, second one, and third one. And once they're done, they can just click on check and they will get a score. You can show the solution and it looks at every word in the correct order, and we have a lot of control over how this activity is graded. So let's take a look at how we can create this activity. Let's get started. Creating a dictation activity using H5P on WordPress. So what you want to do is you want to go to your H5P plugin and you want to go to add new to add a new activity, and in the module list look through and find the dictation model. There are a few dictation models, but what we're using today is the module that is just called dictation. If it's not installed, you can click on get to install it, and then you click on it to start creating the activity. For a title, we'll just leave the title as dictation. You have an option to add a activity image. It doesn't really do anything. It's just like a cover image, so I won't add one. I'll leave that blank. You can also add the alternative text and the hover text. We'll leave that for now. We'll go down to the task description, which is basically the instructions for the user. So I've written something. Let me just copy it and paste it. And it says listen to the audio clips and write what you hear in the box. Click on the audio to play the clips. So this is the instruction for the whole activity. And then from then we move on to the individual sentences or questions that we will have. So sentences, first one, sentence number one, you can describe this sentence or add some hints, but I won't do that. We'll just call this number one so we see where this shows up. So what we have to add here is a sound sample. So you can either upload a file, you can use a link from a website, or you can record your own audio. So what I will do is I will add an audio that I created earlier. And the text is basically the correct answer. We'll come back to the slow sample, but the text will be the correct answer. This is what this activity will look at for an answer. It will compare this to what the user inputs. So this is what it says. This is what it says in the audio file. We can't play it, but this is basically what it says. There are many colors in the natural world, and since some words are spelled differently depending on the country, what we can do is we can add different options or variables for the answer. So what we need to use is the vertical line or the pipe symbol, and then we add the second variable. So we have colors, and we have colors with the OU. So if the user either puts in colors or colors with the OU, the answer will be deemed correct. So we already know what the answer is. There are many colors in the natural world. I want to add a slow audio sample, so it'll be the same thing said here but slower. So what I will do is I'll record this. There are many colors in the natural world. So I'll listen to it. There are many colors in the natural world. Okay, so that's slow enough. So I now have two audio files. The first one is a normal speed. The second one is the slow speed. The slow sample is optional, but we'll include it here. We'll add a few more sentences or audio clips. Number 2, I'll just upload the rest. I won't record anymore. So here is the second one. Upload it, and I'll also upload the slow version of this. You can add as many sentences as you want, and they can be as long as you need them to be, but for this activity I've just restricted them to very short sentences, and we're gonna put the answers here. And for this one it says, what flavor is your ice cream? And we can add an alternative answer here. Sure, flavor spelled OU somewhere else. So if the user inputs flavor or flavor with the OU, they will get the answer correct. Let's look at number 3, which is the last one. We'll upload. And we'll also upload the slow version of this. And we'll put in the answer. So for this one there are no variations of any spellings, so we'll leave it as it is. I'm not really putting in punctuation. So I have my 3 sentences, my 3 audio clips with the answers designated. So what I do now is go down to the other settings. The overall feedback, I'll leave this section, but in here you can basically designate score ranges. So if you want to say from 0, we'll add another range. So we'll say from 0 to 50 is an F, and from 50 to 100 or 51 to 100 is a pass. You can see that, and you can designate as many ranges as you want, A, B, C, D, or whatever criteria you're using, or you can just distribute evenly. But I'll close that. I'm not doing that in this activity. For behavioral settings, we have a few options here particular to this activity. So maximum tries, how many times can they listen to the audio? That is the normal speed one. So I'll put that at 2, and how many times they can listen to the slow version. Let's just say 3, and then they can listen to the slow one once. This option ignores punctuation marks. I have that checked. Not really testing punctuation, just dictation. So we'll leave that. Zero mistakes mode. So this, if we check this, only correct answers will be considered for scoring. Mistakes will not be punished. So they basically won't take off any marks if you get something wrong. So mistakes won't be punished. I'll leave that unchecked, but this is the more important one here, is the custom typo display. So for this one, it will just basically tell them what they got wrong. So when you show the answer, it will tell them exactly where they went wrong. So if they misspelled a word or they missed a word, it will cross it out and it will tell them what the correct answer is. Going back to the zero mistakes mode, we'll click that. So for the zero mistakes mode, it goes with the value typos here. So this is basically how strict do you want the activity to be on the user. So if you put it at 100, the mistake, so if they get, say, one letter out of 9 letters wrong, they will be forgiven for that mistake. If you put it at 50, then they get more leeway. So I'm going to put it at 50. So if they misspell, say, 1 or 2 letters in a 5 or 6 letter word, they will still be given the point for that question or for that word. So show first alternative. I want to show all alternatives for these solutions. So we designated some alternatives like colors or flavors. We want to show all of those in the answers. And writing directions, we'll just leave it as it is. If you're using a different language that is right to left, then maybe you can change that. Splitting of characters, I'm not sure. For English, we'll leave it as it is. We don't really need it. It's for other languages. Enable retry and show solution, we'll leave both checked so they can see their solutions and they can retry if they don't get a perfect score. And for the text override, this is basically for overriding the default text if you want to change the default text, prompts, buttons, or you can select the language from here. We'll leave that as it is, and let's go back up and let's see what our activity looks like. I also want to uncheck this one because I don't want to display any toolbars next to my content, and I'll hit create, and let's see what this looks like. And you see this, we got 3 sentences, 3 audios. This is the normal one, and this is the slow audio. So let's play the first one.
There are many colors in the natural world. There are many colors in the natural world.
And if you hover over it, it tells you how many numbers of tries you have left. So it's got 1.
There are many colors in the natural world.
So that's it. It's gone. We can't play it anymore. But we have 1 try with the slow speed. There are many colors in the natural world. Okay, let's go over the answers. Let's just try the first one. So there are many colors in the natural world. Let's check our answers. So I got 8 out of 19. So for every word you get correct, you will get +1. So I got 8 of them correct. Let me retry. Let me refresh this page. Let me put in the answer. Let me try the other spelling. OU, colors in the natural world. I still get 8. Colors is shown as the correct answer as well. Because we told it, because we got it right, it just shows us this as the correct answer. But if you notice here, if you get it wrong, it will tell you both variations of that word. So in here it's saying flavor and flavor. let's try to do this. Let's try to change the order of the words. Instead of saying there are, we just say are there many colors in the natural world? And we check, and we got 7. So we got 7. We didn't get penalized for the other ones, so we didn't get -1 because we set it that way. So we got 7. We didn't get these correct. And let's try one more thing. Let's try one more thing. So we told it to be lenient. So instead of saying there, let's misspell this and say thera. We'll add an A instead of an E. And let's see what it says. Does it forgive it or does it mark it as a wrong answer? We told it to go lenient. So you see here, it corrects the answer. It gave us half a point. And it gave us the point. So we got 8 out of 19, and it tells us here you have entered 7 words correctly and 1 word with minor mistakes, because we put the threshold of mistakes at 50%. If we put it at 100%, we would have gotten this wrong. We would have gotten 7 out of 8. This would have been counted as a wrong answer. Let's put the answers for the second one. For the third one, let me just play the second one.
What flavor is your ice cream? Strive for progress, not perfection.
And let's check, and we got 19 out of 19. Show the solution. It accepted flavor. It would have accepted flavor with the OU as well. This is a very, very cool activity. The user does need a microphone, and they do need to give permission through their browser for your website to use their microphone. So that's the only thing. It does work on Chrome. That's for sure, but for Firefox it might not work. Might work, might not work. For Internet Explorer, I doubt that it will work. But for Chrome, it works for sure. So if you want to put this on your website, what you want to do is you want to grab the shortcode on the right here. You want to copy it, and you're going to put it in either a page or a post. So let me add a new post. Okay, we have our post here. Let's see, we'll call it number 16. We'll call it dictation. And what you want to do is you want to add a new block. This block has to be a shortcode block, so it will accept our shortcode. We have our block, we paste our shortcode into it. That is basically it. We can just publish now. Yes, I want to publish it. It's published. I want to view my post, and let's take a look at what it looks like on the front end. Good, so that's what it looks like.
There are many colors in the natural world. What flavor is your ice cream? Strive for progress, not perfection.
And we can put in the answers very quickly. And I want to make a few mistakes, like perfection. Maybe get that wrong. Perfection. World, put worlds. Punctuation, if we remove it, doesn't matter. And let's check. So we got 18 out of 19. Why is that? Because we got 2 halves. So because we got 2 halves, that brings us down 1 point. 18 out of 19. We got 17 words correct and 2 words with minor mistakes. Very fair. All right, so this is the dictation activity. Can be used in many different ways for many different reasons, but as it is now, it's a standalone activity the way we created it. If you wanted it to be part of a bigger test or activity, then you can add a question set or an interactive workbook and add this activity as part of that book or that question set. That is it for today. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. Otherwise, thank you for watching this video. See you next time.